right, here's the shoulder series, starting with ATYs. This is your letter A, this is your letter T, this is your letter Y. Starting with letter A on the right side, we want to make sure that right palm is completely flat into the floor, eye of the elbow flat into the floor, and you're just going to roll your body open as far as you need to feel the stretch in that right shoulder. Okay. Make sure you roll it over and do the same thing on the left side. We want to hold it for at least 15 seconds on each side. After letter A, we go into letter T. So now my wrist is out in line with my shoulder. Again, my palm is down, my elbow is down, my shoulder is down, and I just roll my body open as far as I need to. Doing it on both sides. Now we move to letter Y. So we take it up at about a 135-degree angle. Really important here to make sure that this right shoulder is inlocating. Okay, rolling forward, and then I roll my body open. Okay, a lot of people stay here, and then they do this, and there's no stretch happening. Okay, so head of the shoulder bone has to touch the floor first. Make sure you do it on both sides. Head of the shoulder bone rolls in. You probably won't be able to roll open as far this way because this is a very steep angle. That's totally okay. Next up, we do capsule stretch. So my right arm comes underneath my body. Right below my armpit is good. I want to get that right shoulder on the ground. And I'm just going to press my left armpit towards the floor. This is going to open up that capsule, the front of the shoulder. You might also feel it up here in the back of the shoulder as well. Okay, the more I reach with my left fingertips, the more I'm going to feel the stretch. Again, holding it here for about 15 to 30 seconds. And then I switch. Same thing. Left arm comes underneath, right under my armpit. I'm actively pressing this right armpit down towards the floor. And you should feel this in your left shoulder. Last one for the shoulder stretching series, puppy stretch. So I'm going to come to hands and knees. I'll walk my hands out front. And I'm just going to press my chest towards the floor, take my chin out, lengthening as far as I can through my fingertips. Shoulders are coming up to ears. And come on out after 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, let's move on to wrist stretches, wrist series, starting with palms down, fingers forward. Before you even start to lean or stretch the shoulders, or the wrist, make sure that this elbow is completely locked. My fingers are spread wide, just like I would in my handstand grip. And then I just start to lean my shoulders past my wrists as far as I need to feel the stretch. Okay, next one. My palms are still down. I'm just flipping my fingertips back to face me, pressing the palms down. Again, elbows are locked, and I'm just leaning my body back. Okay, I can also, to find a little bit different of a stretch in the forearms, I can bend my elbows and lift my wrists up off the floor. Just a little bit different of a stretch. Okay, dorsal flexion. So palms stay down. I'm going to rotate my pinkies to face in. Okay, do your best to lock the elbows here. If you're really tight in this position, you might not be able to lock elbows. If you can lock your elbows and you still want a little bit more stretch, then start to pull your shoulders back, maybe leaning back, getting a little bit of a rotation in the wrists. Okay, now we flip the backs of the hands down, fingertips face you, so palms are up. Spread the fingers wide, try to get all 10 fingers down onto the ground. Lock the elbows, eyes of the elbows turn forward, and then sit back. If you're not able to lock elbows here, that's okay. You're just pressing them as straight as you can. Eventually, what we do want is for the insides of the elbows to roll forward, and we lean back. Keeping my palms face up. The next one, I'm going to move fingertips to face in. Same thing here. I like to take some little circles around, stretching out those wrists. Again, try to get the fingers spread really wide. Last one, fingertips face forward, elbows locked. Here, I want you to make some fists. So closing all those fingers in and then opening them. It's really easy to want to bend the elbows here. Try not to do that. Keep those elbows super locked and curl it in. last one here. We're gonna do just a couple of finger strengthening and wrist strengthening exercises. The first one is finger push-ups. So you're gonna start in a plank or on your knees, and you're just gonna start with palms flat, pressing up to the metacarpal ridges. So you'll feel the forearms working like crazy here. You'll feel a stretch in the fingers along that metacarpal ridge. Do about 10 here. Then we take it to the next one, which is the same thing, except we come up onto fingertips. You'll probably just be on these middle 3 fingers, right? Pinky and thumb are a little too short here. Only putting as much weight on as you can comfortably handle. Okay, next one up, wrist push-ups. Make a fist. Start up on those knuckles. Very little weight to begin with, so notice I'm still on my knees. I might even walk my knees a little bit closer to lighten the load that's on my wrists. I'm going to start to bend my elbows out to the side, open up my palms, lower all the way down, and then I'm going to press back up, using the strength of my wrists to come back to start. Notice my knees are close to my hands. I'm putting very little weight on my wrist right now. Okay, key here is to move both wrists at the same time. Sometimes tendency is to do this, right, and then come back that same way. Make sure both are moving at the same time. Opening the fingers fully and pressing back up. Doing about 10 of those. Last one here, you're going to start in the same position with your fists. You're just going to do wrist rockers. So reaching the thumb forward towards the floor as far as you can go, elbows locked, and then back. Forward and back. Forward and back. And we want to do about 10 of each of those exercises, each of the wrist push-ups and finger push-ups. And that should do it.